we need to talk about Illuvium Overworld. The new things in the game are the ability to glide and use a hoverboard, as well as 2 new regions, Abyssal Basin and Brightland Steppes. There's also a new system for how affinities and classes work, but we'll get into that in another video. A huge quality of life improvement is that now when you go to craft shards, you don't need to go to the locker and then put them in your inventory and do that whole rigmarole. Just head straight to the forge and craft away. You even get to choose where you want your cured shards to go, whether that be your locker or your inventory. Really pleased about that update, to be honest. And when I first loaded up Overworld, I went into Brightland Steppes and I ran around, literally covering 15 kilometers like an exploring maniac. I was really disappointed because I only found like 2 or 3 rocks, and this is like 40 minutes of exploring, 45 minutes. So I literally, I like exited out of there, opened up Crimson Waste to try my luck there, and I literally found a single rock to mine in a run that previously would have completely used up all of my energy. After I filled out a ton of annoyed bug reports like an absolute keyboard warrior, I literally just quit Overworld for the day. And this morning, I wake up to find an email in my inbox from Jeremy telling me that actually in this latest update, the heat map is a lot more important than it used to be. So using that advice, I headed into another game of Overworld this morning. And then this time, the first thing I did was press M to open the map and then H to open the heat map. Now, this little area here, you can see it's like light blue. There's nothing there. There's going to be very few rocks and, you know, encounters. And these red areas, these big red areas, that's where all the juice is at. So I immediately headed straight into that dense red area and just double checking that heat map every once in a while. And once I got into that red area, pretty quickly, I found a rock. And after that first rock, I found another and another, and I even found a plant nearby, and I was starting to think that maybe Jeremy was onto something. It's also worth mentioning that the heat map does change over time as you collect more resources. That first run I did that left me super disappointed, that took me about 40 minutes. In this run, in 22 minutes, I collected loads and loads of rocks. I got into a bunch of encounters. I even got a few plants. And at the very end, I literally like looked around and there was like 5 more rocks that I didn't even have the energy left to harvest them. So if you feel like Illuvium is empty, definitely be following that heat map. And what ended up surprising me the most was just how full Illuvium Overworld felt with things to actually engage with. And this is something that like people constantly talk about it being empty. I was even like, after that first game, I was thinking like, what proposals can I suggest to like just make sure that there's more things to engage with, because it felt damn empty. And turns out all you need to know is how to use the heat map. Now, if you're just starting out Illuvium and you have no idea what the controls are, you cannot find them in game. They have made 2 infographics that completely highlight all of the controls, but they're not available in the game. And this is just really easy to fix. All they have to do is just like stick them in the menu. We've seen too many streamers, honestly, get on stream trying to showcase Illuvium to everyone. They don't know the controls, and then they're missing out on this huge part of the game because they just don't know how it works, right? So I don't think it would take almost anything to just stick it in the menu, guys. It's just plaster it on there, and I think that would solve this entire problem, and this entire journey that I went through could have been avoided. You know, somebody might come along and not try again the next day, not read their inbox, and you know, like it just seems like a silly little thing to add. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I'm Vetemor, you're the future, and I'll be seeing you guys there.